Hello, how is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a great time at Firefly. I'd like you just to take a minute and take in the surroundings that you're at right now. I'm at Firefly, so you know how it is. Nowadays, they're for the boys. So, college. I'm dressed like it, right? You go to the liquor store, you get a bunch of cases, and they give you these things for free. But at the end of the day, what do they really give you besides just a bunch of merchandise and some good stories with your friends? In reality, I wish they gave me some opportunities. So while I'm having these great times with my friends, at the end of the day, Natterdays really are for the boys, but not just for the boys that are there, but for my family in the future. What I'd like to tell you all about tonight is organic education and what a company that owns Natty Light could do for students. Imagine if instead of just going to parties and just having a great time with your friends and you're smiling, you're enjoying it, you're living life, so to speak. But at the end of the day, what do you really get out of that? You get really good relationships, but where do they lead? Where do they go? When I was in school, I chose to choose the University of Delaware for the Horn Program of Entrepreneurship, and it was phenomenal. It was great. They taught me all about how to be an entrepreneur, how to start a business and all that. But compared to the social life, it just didn't really mix. But how do you mix those two? How do I have my friends that I'm taking classes with that I'm also having a great time with? How do I introduce that to the community? How do I meet people that are outside of school? Because when I'm in college, it's solo cups every night. Like, you know, you're having a good time. You're just doing you. But at the end of the day, you're going there to get a job. When I talk to a bunch of students on my campus, almost all of them, 99% said, hey, I'm here to get a job afterwards. But what's school doing for you? They give you a degree. They don't give you a job. You have to market yourself. You have to choose where you want to go. But how do you really choose that? Like, I don't know. When I'm coming into school, I'm coming into school for Natterdays. I'm not coming into school for anything else. Like, I know what I want. I want to have a good time. Maybe I'd like a boat. Maybe I'd like something else. But that's really if I'm shooting high, and I really have to go and get that. Like, you can dream about having a Rolls Royce, but have you ever woken up from a dream and been like, I got this Rolls coming in, and then you wake up and it's just like that Rolls isn't there? It stinks. Like, in reality, I wish that I could just do that naturally. But there aren't those opportunities for it. Education today, what it does is it gives you a segment to fail, but what they don't understand is that you need to fail in the real world to really learn from it. You need to go and meet people to get in your target market and then choose a segment in that target market to differentiate yourself from. Once you do that and you figure all that out, that's what college is really for. But Natty, they don't really give you those opportunities. Like, in all honesty, I wish that I could just have a job from Natural Light, giving away beers at Firefly. I won't drink any of them. I'll give them all away. You'll get a bunch of free publicity like what the Red Bull team is. But let me be a leader and get some experience from that. That's what one of my greatest mentors taught me about, was that if you go into the real world and project yourself as something different, a lot of people will see if you have a valuable difference, that they will come directly to you and have you solve their problems. Once you can do that, it's game over. Jobs, you don't have to worry about it. They're coming to you. You're living the life that you want because you're passionate about it. And if you're passionate about it, it's fun. But if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. Like, to be honest, Natterdays, they're fun. But at the end of the day, I like hanging out with my friends. I like real valuable relationships that are giving me something different. Like, this is just water. It's a prop. It was just to show you that Natterdays are for the boys. But at the end of the day, I'm not in school right now. I'm choosing a different pathway, and by branding myself a little bit differently, I get different options. Like the other night, I went up to the Westfield Garden State Plaza, and I got to see a Bugatti driving around having Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton bags dropped off to him in the car. That wasn't because school taught me that. It was because I went somewhere that I thought would be interesting so that I could meet cool people and try and do something cool for them. At the end of the day, college doesn't teach you that what you're trying to do is provide value to people. What they try and teach you is come here, have fun, and get a job. But what you don't understand is the people that are trying to teach you aren't just your teachers. You don't care about what your teachers say unless you really like them. If you like your teacher, you're going to listen to them. If you don't, you can just play Fortnite in class now. Like the mobile app, fire. If I win a game, I get a big reward. Like my friend's going to give me like $300 if I win a game of Fortnite. That's just how bad I am. So it's like I'm incentivized not to pay attention in class. My friends, not trying to get me to do well in school. But what if they were? What if they're trying to push me on a progressive path to the future where I'm going to be a better candidate for success, where I can provide different people an alternative lifestyle that they never even dreamed of? Like imagine just waking up from a dream, but in reality, you're just waking up. Like you're just waking up and everything that you could ever imagine you can do. You don't have a schedule. You don't have to go to class to do this. You don't have to go and do this. Like you can choose. Like by networking yourself and choosing a target market and choosing what path you actually want to go on, you can do a lot of cool things. Like my one buddy, Andrew, if any of you need a boat, a Mastercraft, it's like the Lamborghini of the waters, hit up Andrew at Mastercraft of Annapolis. He is my homie. He introduced me to a lifestyle where he sells boats for a living. Do you know what he does for a job? He goes and drives boats. He goes wakeboarding. He sells people on the experience of being on a boat. Like, I like boats. Do you guys like boats? I'd hope you would, because boats are fun. You bring your friends out on a nice boat, like it's a sunny day. You're hanging out, chilling with all the crowd. Like, you know how it is. You're not going to be able to complain. If you're living that lifestyle every single day, and you wake up and you have a frown on your face, guess what? You're living a wonderful reality. You're doing what you've only dreamed of. If you can do that through school and college, and they gave you opportunities to do that, like if a fraternity brother, instead of just being a fraternity brother, was able to give me an opportunity to be able to hand out natties and be like, hey, this is natty, and teach me valuable sales experience while I'm hanging out with the boys and having natter days for the boys, it's a different experience. But I can't just be in something that's just, we're just hanging out, we're having a good time, we don't have any intention. Once you start acting with intention, an innovative manner towards it, no one's going to look at you and say, hey, I don't want you on my team. I don't want you to do these sorts of things. And if you can present yourself in that manner, it's a done deal. You have jobs. You can do whatever you want. But all it's about is finding a target market, segmenting that target market in a few different options for yourselves, being like, maybe I like boats. What type of boats do you like? I like fast boats. I like boats that I can have fun on. What sort of boat is that? That's a wakeboarding boat. My friend, he works at a wakeboarding company. I just happened to get introduced to him because I'm networking with the right people. Once you start auditing your life and figuring out this is who I need to talk to and all that sort of thing, it's a game over. You're just going to end up talking to them instead of your other friends and all that sort of thing that aren't pushing you to be better. But once you're pushed to be better and you have that circle of influence that's around you, it's a done deal. But if you're not, you're going to have some unfortunate circumstances. So this kid that I went to church camp with, back in the day, 8th grade, he was supposed to be one of my good friends, right? I met him at church camp. Great kid. Turns out not so much because he had a really bad circle of influence. His circle of influence was pushing him to be a thief, a robber. He broke into a house the other night and unfortunately didn't end too well for him. My friend is no longer alive. This kid that I haven't talked to in ages because I knew he was a bad kid had the wrong circle of influence, and look at where he's at. 20, maybe 21. I didn't want to know him well enough so that I could know his age. No, 22. One shot, one kill. Sorry. But if you're going to put yourself in those sort of situations and not chase the path, like you're going to have the energy in the wrong place, it's going to take you down some real bad paths. There was one kid when I was an assistant for my gym teacher in health class. He came out and he was talking about, hey, My grandfather sold drugs, all this other sort of stuff. I just want to sell weed in Wilmington. I was asking him, I was like, all right, how are you going to do that? Tell me. Show me how you're going to do this process. His process wasn't going to work. This kid wasn't that smart. He had a dream. He had a vision. Didn't have mentors that were smart enough to really push him. He was on the other road. I don't know what he's up to. I wish I did, but I don't want to surround myself with him. So if you really want to go and have these boats and things like that, what do you have to do? Surround yourself by the right people. I went to a Top Gear Porsche event the other night. I got to meet the owner. I got a private tour of a car collection. It has 3 one-of-one Porsche Carrera GTs. These are over $1 million cars each. Incredible, right? I showed up, I knocked on the door. At first, he was like, sorry, it's a private collection, you got to leave. I was like, I'm coming to your dinner. So you're coming to my dinner? All right, come on in. What did I do? I provided him value. I provided him money for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital and have a great night. By providing him value in that sort of a way, I was able to get in. He unlocked a whole different world of opportunities for me. I got to meet amazing people. I met one dude who sources cars for rappers, 50 Cent, all of them, like the Lamborghinis that they're flashing with. He has access to whenever he really wants. If you want a Lamborghini, you can drive whenever. He doesn't just have access to one. He created a lifestyle where he can do whatever he wants, have whatever car he wants, because he chose, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to be in this niche. If you choose a niche, just make sure it fits your personality, because as you saw with Elijah, it wasn't too well. I hate to bring that up, but I'm hoping that that was his reason to live. He was doing something so that people could learn from. Everybody has a reason, but what's yours? Thank you, but natter days aren't my option.